What's up, guys? What a freaking nightmare that I just had to go through. First, let's make sure everybody can see me and hear me. Let's see. Give me a confirmation that everything looks and sounds okay. Somebody give me a thumbs up that you can actually hear this, because that was one of the problems I was having this evening. Check. Okay. Thank you, Brian. Good, good, good. Is it loud enough? I'll play some guitar. Okay. Let me start recording. That would be good. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm recording now. So let me know that that everything sounds okay and looks okay, loud enough. Good, beautiful. All right. And if it doesn't sound good, I'm sure. See, the band Geeks have a very educated viewer, and you guys know about sound now. Hopefully a little bit because of us, and you'll tell me if the mix is whack, right? You'll tell me? Okay. So let's say hello to some people here who have joined us this evening. Hello, Mark Daniels, Lore882T, Boise Bronco, Kali Shaz, Jerry Castaldo, Michelle K. Williams, Randy Wilcox, Sue Escalise. Hi, Sue. And that's on YouTube. And over on Facebook, we have Bill Comninos, Pedro Marquez, Rob Sandercook, Lulapari. Hey, Hanan. Laura Sharp, Craig J. Vowels, Jason Saunier, Everett Williams, Steve Howell, Brian Parksiart, Gene Holtz, Mike Leonard, Phil Robinson, Eddie Lopez, Big Jim, Chris Ferrari, Steve Howell, Ben Silberman, Phil Robinson, did I say that already? Dennis Spencer, Fred Paulus. So if I missed anybody, I apologize. So welcome to my live stream. Like I said, I had a few issues tonight. And that was a big pain in the butt. Basically, actually I can even show you because I have this really slick split screen jammy. So here's my computer. This is my audio interface. This is the Motu 1248 for those of you who give a crap. And here's the problem. This number over here that says 24, that's supposed to say 32. So when I went to go plug in things to Pro Tools to record this, it was not recording. I was missing 8 of my inputs. So I don't know why that happened. I know I just updated this. There was a big firmware update, and I just updated it, and I didn't notice change. But today when I turned my computer on to go stream, that was not there anymore. So I had to do some quick patch bay rerouting to get the channels to show up on the stream. So, but enough of my problems. Let's get to it. So what I did is I have some questions that I've already grabbed from the YouTube comments. So I'm going to answer those first. And if you guys can think of anything, let me know. If you want to hear something, if you want to talk about something or know about something, whatever. And I'm going to play a little music too. I'm going to play something first. I hope it sounds good. Here's a tune I wrote called Sinister Intentions. You can see it on YouTube. But I'm going to attempt to perform it live, which I haven't really done before. And this might be terrible, but it might be good. So let's see. All right. So wish me luck, guys. Actually, wait a second. I'm gonna mute my mic first. I'm going to mute my mic and make sure you can see the guitar better. There we go. Now you can see the guitar. That's nice. Okay. And I'll mute the mic so you don't hear it bouncing off the walls and everything like that. But just someone remind me to put the mic back on when we're done. All right. I hope you guys liked that. I hope it sounded okay. Let me know. Did that sound okay? Can you guys hear everything? Let's see. Cool, cool, cool. Yay. All right. So, let's get right into it. Oh, and for those of you who would like to know and who are interested in these sorts of things, let's see if I can pull this up too and be super duper slick. Here we go. Yes. Okay. Here's the Helix preset I was using. This is the Archetype lead amp with my own hammer Mesa IR. A little delay, which I was controlling with the pedal. And there you go. All right. Cool. This is fun. All right. So, first let's do some YouTube questions here. And I'll try to do this in an order that makes sense. Okay, the first question here is from Grab Bag Studios, and that is, have you done any BOC on Band Geek? Okay, so yes, the answer to that is yes, we have done BOC on Band Geek, and we've done a few BOC songs, actually. We did Burnin' For You. We did it a couple times. We did that with John Michelli and Danny Miranda. Then we actually did it with Buck and Eric. And we also did Transmaniacon MC, which was a special request from Mick Gray, comic book artist Mick Gray, who's a big BOC fan, and he was a guest on our show, and he asked for that tune. So, yeah, we've done a couple of BOC things. That's all I could think of off the top of my head. I mean, I guess I don't do more because I do that, like, every weekend. So, you know, I try to do different things, but I'm not against it. And, you know, obviously, we love BOC music, and we already know it, which is a big plus. So, thank you for that question. Here's another one. Okay. All right, this one's from Joe Graham, and the question is, and this is referring to the Band Geeks, do you guys rehearse before going live? And kinda. I'm a big proponent of doing homework, so I tell everybody, I try to give them enough notice, and one of my issues that everybody sort of gets on me for is I never give anybody enough notice of what songs we're doing, and I know the guys complain about that all the time. But what we do is we say, okay, we're going to do this song, like 2 or 3 songs. Everybody goes home and they learn the parts as best as they can. And then we get together in the studio, and usually the first thing we'll do after everybody gets there, we'll get our mixes and get set up. The first thing we'll do is we'll go over the tune, and we'll run through it a couple times and, you know, hand out some harmonies. You know, you're singing this, you're singing this, and any problem spots that we have to go over, we'll iron that out, and we'll rehearse it usually for about a half hour, and then we'll go into the recording. And we usually record it a bunch of times until we're all happy with it, and then we edit it into the show. That's the way we usually do it. So I guess the answer to that is yes, we do rehearse before the shows. Here's one from Gianpaolo De Montis. Are you all Italians? We're all half Italians. I'm half Italian. My mom's Jewish, so I'm a pizza bagel. Jarrett is full Jewish. Andy is, I think, 3/4 Italian, if I'm not mistaken. Sue can probably correct me on that. Anne-Marie is also 3/4 Italian. And who else? Oh, Vinny, I think, is 100%. And Andy. I think Andy's 100% as well. So, yeah, most of us have some Italian in us. And that's our Italian fan, Gianpaolo. And also, I want to thank Gianpaolo for, he contributed to the show. He gave us a donation. Thank you, Gianpaolo. He's a great contributor. Also, this week, Marianne Stasio. Thank you, Aunt Mare. And Jason Meinhardt. And if you'd like to contribute to Band Geek, there's the link at the bottom of the page here. And all you got to do is go to richiecastellano.com/tipjar, and it's a PayPal form. So if you like what we do and you want more of it, or you want to, you know, throw us a tip like you would watching a band at a gig, you can totally do that, and we definitely appreciate that. And also, if you use Amazon, use our Amazon link. That's riotcast.com/bandgeek. There's an Amazon banner at the top of the page. Click that before you do your shopping, and then when you check out, a small percentage of your purchase goes to supporting our show, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, and that's a beautiful thing. So let's go to some more questions here. All right. Someone watch. We did a fan request, like a all request episode a couple of weeks back, and we did a song called "Hold On," which is a prog rock song that me, Andy Ascalise, and Andy Graziano recorded in high school. And Tom Spallone would like to know, can you put if we can put out a whole album, a whole collection of this stuff? Well, we have, and here it is. It's called Progeny 1999, and you can get it on, I believe, iTunes. I don't know if I'm doing the physical CDs anymore because you get screwed by CD Baby. So I'm doing this digital only. But not that having the physical CD is any better than having the digital for this particular album. I mixed this on in my dorm room. And I don't think I did that great of a job. No, it sounds fine. But it's called Progeny 1999, and it's all prog rock, or mostly prog rock. And that's me and the two Andys. So let's take a live question. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's go to Facebook first. Oh, right, Del Clayman, correct. We did Bucks Boogie on the show a couple times too. That's right. Good looking out. Okay. All right. Dave Casey wants to know, where's the Wonder Woman action figure? She's always close by to protect me. This is actually my buddy Damien Scrow got me this for my birthday one year. And I used to bring this to local gigs and put this on top of the amp so it would do that. But then it got screwed up in my gig bag, so now she has a head injury. And Anne-Marie painted this red to make it look like her brains are bleeding. So there she is. It used to have the lasso on it, but it fell off. So, but she stays there, and she makes sure everything is good. All right, let's see what else we got here. More Facebook. Okay, Bill Green, rebuilding my grandfather's two-speaker cab from the early '60s, looking like an end table. What speakers would I recommend? I use two things. For guitar, I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about guitar amps. For guitar amps, I have Celestion the V70s, I think they're called. Yeah, the Celestion V70s. That's in my angle cabinet, and another speaker that I really like is in my VHT cabinet, and that those are Eminence P50s. Those sound beautiful. So, thank you for the question. Let's go to YouTube for another one. Okay, here's one from Haddon 101. Teach me a sweet ass blues lick. Okay. That's terrible. Hold on. All right, you know what? I'm not going to play a sweet-ass blues lick on this guitar anyway. Jeez. All right. What kind of blues lick do you want? I mean, sweet ass is a good descriptor, but, you know. But I can... All right. Anyway. Sweet... All right, here's... This is like an Eric Clapton thing I play a lot of. I love Eric Clapton. So, this is like what I usually do. That's like my go-to lick, so I'll show you that one. And it's got like a little bit of a bounce to it. I probably played it differently twice in a row. But anyway, here's how you play this lick. We're in the key of G. And this is like what Clapton would play during Steppin' Out from the Blues Breakers. So it starts off in everybody's favorite pentatonic position. But I like to start in the middle of that instead of starting from here, because I always say, like, if you're... I always used to say this to my students. If you start all of your licks with... just because that's where you practice the solo from, it doesn't really sound good. It sounds like you're practicing the scale. So I do it up the octave. And it starts like this. So you start from the G here on the 5th fret. And very important to get that claptony sort of thing, you have to bend the minor third, the B flat, a little sharp all the time. Like every time you play it. And you gotta have that little bounce. So you got that. And that's right here in the middle of that box shape. And the other thing I like that he does is he goes back and forth. He'll do like a, you know, fourth interval here. So there's the first part. Then you slide into the second pattern here. And then do the to the 5th. Then play the flat 7th. And go back. So let's see what I played before. And then I go back down. I can't even explain this lick because I do it. It's like my default. But so you're there, give that some nice vibrato. Then play that. And I play that flat 7th with my middle finger here on the 6th fret B string. Then slide back down. Then I do that sort of like a variation on the first part. And then I play the scale down. And then I slide down to the pattern below. And I can go back. It's, you know, I'm really playing around with that idea. Go back to the root there. Whatever it is. But there's a sweet blues lick for you. I hope that's what you wanted to know. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm taking anybody from the World Series, but I doubt anybody here would want to watch, is, you know, a World Series person, or else you'd be watching that and not this. Okay. I thought that was a question. That was a statement. Okay. Joshua Batten, have you heard of Sons of Apollo, Bumblefoot and Mike Portnoy? Yes, I have. It's amazing. Everybody go check that out. It's a super group with like everybody you'd ever want to be in a band together. I believe it's Bumblefoot, Mike Portnoy, Billy Sheehan, Derek Sherinian, and Jeff Scott Soto. It's like that's like the band of doom right there. Really, really cool. Here's one. Dying to get a Castellanos House of Music t-shirt. Where can I get one? That's from M. Latisa 41. I don't even know if they're for sale. I guess you have to call the store and ask if we have any. I guess we can do that, yeah. Let's see. Sayo Lani wants to know, are we planning to play in Spain anytime soon? I'm not, but you never know with Blue Oyster Cult. It could just pop up on the schedule. Let's see. All right, here we go. From Jeremy Graham. Hi, Jeremy. Is Band Geek going to go on tour? The thing about what we do with Band Geek is usually it's when people are off tour and we can get. Oh, thank you very much for the tip. CC4BOC. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the thing is, like, we usually take advantage of people being home from the road. But that being said, you know, I wouldn't be against going on a tour with this band. I love these guys. So anything's possible. But most of the time, we just like to hang down here and play music and bring it to you guys through the internet. So, okay. Here's another one. Do we ever do anything by Rush? Anne-Marie would do great with the vocals. Very good question. And let me answer that question right now. Let's see. And there it is. Boom. There's an ad for the World Series that's on right now. I'll play a little snippet of this. This is from like the early episodes where we had one camera and it was Brandy holding it.
must be the ones who start to mold a new reality, closer to the heart, closer to the heart. The blacksmith and the artist reflected in their art, forge their creativity, closer to the heart, closer to the heart.
Yeah, sorry, I know I just covered up the screen for a second, but that should answer that question. Yeah, so hold on, I'm having a little issue here. Give me 1 second. Sorry. My whole studio is wacky today. Something weird happened before. All right, that's much better. Okay, where were we? Sorry about that, guys. All right. Let's head back to Facebook for a sec. Ben Silberman, any chance we will see a Band Geek performance on the cruise? What he's talking about is the Rock Legends cruise that we're playing, I believe, in February. And the answer to that is I would love to do something like that. It'll probably end up being just me with like an acoustic guitar in a room somewhere, but I'm open to it. I've talked to our manager about seeing if I can do something like that, because I would love to take advantage of being on the cruise. And I know there's a few Band Geek people going to that. So yeah, I'm trying. The answer to that question is I'm working on it. I would definitely love to have something like that happen. So that's the answer to that. Okay, let me answer another question from one of the YouTube comments. Okay, this is one about Anne-Marie. Can Anne-Marie play guitar? Depends on play. No, I'm kidding. Anne-Marie can play a lot of instruments. She plays guitar just fine. She's not like a crazy shredder, but she can play chords and stuff, and no problem with that. She's definitely like a serviceable. That's the right word, or competent rhythm guitar player. Totally fine on that. But she's actually more of a bass player. I think she's a phenomenal bass player, and she plays piano great. She plays piano better than me. And obviously, you've all heard her sing. She's ridiculous. But yeah, so yes, the answer to that is yes, she can play guitar. And that was from Kelly Bowman. Here's another question. Okay. Oh, wait. Thank you very much, Lou Lapari. Appreciate that. Okay. Here are a couple of questions all about the same thing. These are about how we record the Band Geek videos. Okay, Romo182 wants to know, do you guys track using a metronome? Also, are all your guitar and bass tones helix based? Okay, excellent questions, very good questions. So do we track using a metronome? 95% of the time, no, we don't track using a metronome. Just because like we're too lazy to do it, or it's a pain in the ass to do it when we're live. But usually we don't. Sometimes we will. If it's like, okay, we have a tendency, if we get excited, we'll speed up, especially if something's hard. So if we're rehearsing something and the tempo is just like flying and getting out of control, then yeah, we'll put on a click and we'll do it that way. But most of the time we won't. Like I can tell you where we used a click. We used a click on Hold On, just because it was not sitting right. We used a click on, I'm trying to think. I think we used the click on the calling, just because it has that like middle section with the if I can remember this. That whole thing. I think we used it because there, like, there's some crazy drum fills and we were pushing it, so we used it there. And I think we used one on Bell. Bell, we had like a whole MIDI file that we were playing along with, and with the brass and some of the percussion things. But most of the time, we just play without the click. Here's a question from Steve Boots. What's Danny been up to? Danny's playing with Blue Oyster Cult again, and when he's not playing music, he's driving me absolutely crazy. Okay, here's here's one from and that was a question from Steve Boots. Okay, here's one from Aros Compoyo 1 from YouTube. I love your Toto covers. Would you ever do another one? By the way, your Michael McDonald's ridiculously good. Well, thank you very much for that. I've been banned from doing Michael McDonald in the BOC dressing room, but that's a whole other story. Yeah, we would do another Toto cover. I think we've done Rosanna. We've done Hold the Line. I would really like to do Africa, because me, Danny, and Andy used to do that, and we used to do gigs at the Red Lion, and it would always go over great. And that's a very, very fun song to do. So, thank you for that question. Here's another question from YouTube, from one of the comments. Okay. Oh, I didn't answer the second part of Romo 182's question. Also, are your guitar and bass tones helix based? Okay, so let me tell you how we do that. We monitor. I have a few setups here. I have a helix rack. I have a VHT preamp with a 2-notes torpedo cab, and I have a bunch of inputs. And usually, what we'll do is the bass goes in direct. I will go in through the helix, and if there's another guitar player, he'll go in through the VHT, and we record the sounds from those. And if I like them, we'll keep them. But I also record DIs, which means I record the guitar without the amp sound on it, just like the dry, direct guitar. And you know what? I'll show you what that sounds like, just to give you an example. This is what the guitar sounds like with nothing on it. It's not very sexy, but we record one track and the output of the helix and the output of the VHT and whatever. And then what we'll do is later on, if I'm mixing and whatever sound I picked is just not working for me, I'll run it back to the helix. So now, especially that there's the Helix Native plugin, I've been using that like crazy. That's basically a plug-in version of the Helix that you can put on tracks after the fact. And lately, I've been using that pretty much on every guitar track. I've been just using the DIs and doing it that way. And the reason I do it that way is because we try to get things done very quickly, because I don't want to be standing there when I have guests over trying to find guitar sounds, and tweaking stuff. So what I'll do is I'll just record something good enough to track with, knowing that later on I'm going to go back and replace it with something a little better. So that's the answer to that. And the same thing goes for keyboards. We monitor with the internal sounds from my Roland keyboard that I have here, but we also record the MIDI, and later on we'll replace those with better sounds. But because if whatever guest keyboard comes over, they don't know my keyboard too well, so I'll just have them record with like a piano sound or an organ sound, and then later on when I'm mixing, I'll choose the correct sounds. So here's some more tech questions. Oh, I love these tech questions. These are great. Here's a live one right now from Kali Shaz. How are you syncing video to audio, especially with the multiple cameras? The way I do that is I basically look at the sound files on the cameras, and I look at the wave file on the audio mix, and I nudge them until they match, and then I look at them to make sure they're syncing. I mean, we screw up sometimes. There are some videos where it's not really perfectly synced, but that's the best way I know how to do it with the equipment I have. That's a good question, Kali Shaz. Thanks a lot. Okay, here's another one. Here's one from John Smith. Why do they wear headphones when playing? Groups don't wear them on stage. Okay, so groups don't wear headphones that look like, say, this. big headphones, which is what we wear. And we use Audio-Technica headphones, M50s and M40s. But they are wearing tiny in-ear monitors. So it's the same principle as headphones, except they're wearing ones that look cooler that you can't really see. We're wearing the big ones just because we're in a studio. We're not running around, and that's what I have down here. The reason for that is so we can hear things. Now, sure, we could put on. I have a big speaker in the studio. I can put everything through that. And for example, we did that on the Spinal Tap episode. We just used no headphones, just a speaker in the room. I don't like doing that because it's very hard for me to mix that way. Every track has bleed, meaning, okay, for example, say we have like guitar amps in the room and everything's loud, in all the vocal mics, you're going to hear everything, and it makes it difficult for me to mix. And I like a very sort of pristine, clean sounding mix and isolated, and that's what I'm interested in doing. So that's why I do things that way, because it gives me more options later on when I'm mixing. So you can do it that way. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a preference for me that I like to do that. And here's another related question from Ox Songwriter. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Just a question. What do you use to connect you all via earphones? Okay, another great question. Good tech question here. And I'll give you the rundown on that. So let me go bring back my mixer here. All right, just two things. Here's what the mixer looks like when we're doing a band geek, right? And I have all these things up here called auxes. This basically represents everybody's individual submix. So for example, like here's the mixer with all the faders for everybody's channel. As you can see, I'm talking right now through this one, and usually when we're doing a band geek, everybody would have their own thing. But what we'll do is, I'll say for example, Andy is aux 1, Vinny's aux 2, I'm aux 3, Anne-Marie's aux 4, and you can see every row has this aux. And what this corresponds to is an output on the back of my mixer. And I use a digital rack space mixer, the thing that crapped out of me today actually, the Motu 1248, which is usually great, but today, for whatever reason, I had a problem with it. But anyway, so the output of the corresponding hole here, the output jack, goes to, I have a little Behringer headphone amp, and so each one of these outputs goes to, each one of these auxes goes to a different headphone jack, and then we plug into that, and we have our own individual headphone amp, and that's how we mix. And the cool thing is, using iPads in my studio, we can actually mix ourselves. So here I can go to, on the iPad, I have the app for the Motu, and I can go to my individual mix and listen to exactly what I want to listen to. So that's a really handy thing, and it was a very good upgrade getting this, and it really made doing things isolated and having everybody's headphone mix possible. So that's a great question. Let's take some more live questions here. Let's visit Facebook for a sec. All right. Can I rip the Hotel California solo quick from Jesse Grummett? I suppose so. Let's see. You know the rest of it. All right, so thank you for that. Here's some more Facebook questions here. Let's see. Oh, why am I losing all these old questions? That's stupid. All right, I lost some of the older questions. Sorry about that. Jeffrey Sikora, are you a Joe Bonamassa fan? Yeah, Joe Bonamassa rules. It's great. Let's see. All right. Here's one from Miles McMillan. I really like when you sing Hot Rails to Hell. Any chance of you singing any other songs originally sung by Joe or Albert? I've sung a bunch of tunes. I've sung Morning Final and Screams. Those are the two tunes because we did those albums. We did the first album and Agents of Fortune. So yeah, I've done those. Yeah, I've done those before. So I'm open to it. Basically, whatever they need. I'm happy to do whatever they want. Okay. Ray Magnuski wants to know if the cast of Spinal Tap needs to lose weight. Apparently we do. Ray is referring to a comment on YouTube that says, "Oh, good job, but I'm concerned about your weight." So thank you for the concern. We really appreciate that. Donald Vandervoort, did I see the new Music Man Axis? I did not. I would love to see that. Did they change something on it? That could be cool. Let's see. How did I get Scott Terulli? How did I get the BOC gig? I'd like to go into that, but I've told that story about a dozen times. I'll give you the quick version. I was friends with their sound guy, Steve Lucera. I filled in for him a few times doing sound, and then when Danny left to go work for Queen, they needed someone on short notice, and I filled in on bass. And then 2 years later, I switched to guitar. Oh, thank you, Ben Silberman. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We love you. Okay, let's see. Don Peterson. I opened for BOC at the Majestic Ventura Concert Theater in the late 90s. Were you in the band back then? No, I started working for them in 2000. Okay. Let's see. Randy Boggs, if you had to choose who is your all-time favorite guitar hero, okay. Normally the default answer to that question is Brian May, but lately I'm going through a big Trevor Rabin mode, so yes, it is Trevor Rabin lately. Ralph Pitts, do you think you'll ever have a special band geek featuring yours and Andy's songs from Prodigy and Two Part Invention? You guys have some great songs on those albums. The Queen is an excellent tune. Thank you very much. That's one of my favorite songs. The Queen that I wrote. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to it. Ralph, you seem to be one of the few people that appreciates the original stuff. Normally people want to hear covers, but yeah, we're open to it. I love playing original music. It's just I feel weird doing it just because you're like kind of vulnerable when you play original music. And I have like a complex about it. Oh, thank you very much, Ralph Pitts. Yes, we love you, Ralph. You know what? I gotta play a song for Ralph now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna play a song I didn't rehearse for Ralph because I love you, Ralph. I'm working. All right, I'll let you guys know a little something. I'm working on a project right now. It's going to be like a live streaming thing, like a regular live streaming thing. I'm not 100% ready with it. It's probably going to launch at the end of this month. But I did work up a little bit. I just don't know if I remember the chords to this. So I'm gonna. This might be horrible. Let's see. All right. I hope this is good, and I hope you like it, Ralph. I need the words to this too. Crap. Oh, hold on. This is embarrassing. I have to go to my own website and get my own words. Okay. Beautiful. I'm also kind of sick, but that's not an excuse. Hey, yeah. This is me relearning the song. Alright, I hope this sounds good. Check. Hey. Yeah. Give me just a sec. I know this is riveting. Okay, Ralph, just for you. Maybe you're right. Maybe I try too hard just to let you know I care, and I'll be there. But I see through your accusations. I've resisted all temptation. Can you say the same? Can there be another reason for your sudden change of season? The sun is warm, but winter's always cold. The queen is now unhappy, and I guess you didn't do your job that well. Where did you go wrong? I guess there's no way I can know she wouldn't tell. Wanted to shout the day I found out that you don't have any feelings anymore. Just slam the door and leave your problems in the car. I'm driving fast, but I can't get too far from your voice, telling me that it's not fair, that every note I write with care shows the way I feel when I'm with you. The queen is now unhappy, and I guess you didn't do your job that well. Where did you go wrong? I guess there's no way I can know she wouldn't tell me that the end was near. Say the words I love to hear. The queen never gives her heart away. Yeah. hear. I should have seen it come a mile away. But now I say, I realized your true intention. I guess that you forgot to mention you. Sorry, same. Climbing up your social scale, it's not too room for me to fail. Things don't ever turn out like you planned. Ooh, the queen is now unhappy, and I guess you didn't do your job that well. Where did you go wrong? I guess there's no way I can know. She wouldn't tell. Hope you like that. Yeah, that's called The Queen. I apologize for my voice cracking. I'm under the weather, but I had to muscle through it just for Ralph. Thank you very much, Ralph. So let's answer some more questions here. We're doing on time. We're doing pretty good on time. Oh damn! I just saw Donald's picture of the new Axis. That looks beautiful. Someone asked before they wanted information on this Strat. I apologize. I don't remember who that was because the comments, they go away after a while, so I got to get on top of that more. But this is a road-worn Mexican Strat, and I have DiMarzio Area 61s in the bridge and middle, and I have a virtual solo, and it sounds really nice. Here's the neck and middle. Here's the middle. Here's the middle and bridge. And here's the bridge. I don't want to go into it too much because I did this on one of the last episodes. Here is a question from my friend Tony Hansen. Why do I hate Nerf guns in Artemis so much? It's an excellent question. What Tony's referring to is my favorite video game, Artemis Bridge Simulator. If you go check that out, Artemis Bridge Simulator. You can look it up on Google. It's the greatest game ever. I don't like Nerf guns because they take me off the bridge, and I like to be on the bridge. So there you go. We have some more questions here. Here's one from, J.D. Simone. Do I take outside work and recording requests? Yes, I do. If time allows, I definitely do that. That's something I love doing. I love being down here in the studio and doing work. Speaking of which, Jeff Cook wants to know if there's any news about the rumored new BOC album. As far as I know, we're doing it. That's the answer to that. Okay, Della Clayman would like to know, care to comment on your Mickey Thomas experience? I would love to comment on the Mickey Thomas experience. I just got to go to Mexico to the Hard Rock Cafe at Riviera Maya with Blue Oyster Cult, and it was an event with multiple bands, and it was Queensryche, Mickey Thomas' Starship, Foghat, and us. And Mickey Thomas actually organized a poolside jam for all the bands to participate in. And we didn't have we didn't have all of BOC jamming. It was just Buck and I who were at the jam, so we didn't have our full band. And Mickey was organizing it, and we told him, like, sorry, we don't have the full band here, but we would like to still play. And Mickey was super cool. He was like, oh, why don't you guys just sit in with Starship, and then you guys can play that. So they can play with us. So we were thrilled to do that. And the only bummer was there were only 2 guitar amps there at the pool. So, and I was sort of asked out. But then I said, hey, would you guys mind if I brought my Helix? I can plug directly into the PA. I don't need an amp. And they were like, yeah, come on down. The more the merrier. And it was awesome. And we did like 4 tunes with them. We did Signed, Sealed, Delivered. We did a blues. I can't remember the name of the blues. We did another Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin. and then at the end, oh wait. Oh, thank you, Todd Brassfield. We love you. Thank you very much. You're the man. And then at the end, we did Fooled Around and Fell in Love. And they asked me, do you know Fooled Around and Fell in Love? And I think I have this captured on video, my response to the question. Let me see if I can get this. Hold on a second. This is very funny. I thought it was funny. I'm going to have to bleep this later, too, because I used some profanity. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to curse anymore on Band Geek. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I'm trying to clean up our act. But it's very hard because we all talk like sailors. Okay, is this it? Open with... Alright, I think that should do it.
All those meaning you.
Okay, alright, here we go. I'll show it to you.
A little Janice never.
Well, I'm trying to find the intro.
But that didn't stop me, right? Of course. We could do.
All right, so the camera's on my mic stand. It's my phone.
Stephanie Calvert, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Stephanie.
Thank you, Buck.
Nice buzz.
So excited to be here. It's a beautiful day in Cancun. We're not done though. We got so much more.
We do?
We do.
What do we got?
We got another song, right?
We do.
Hold on a second. Del Clayman says, I got to make out with some chick in the front row in the pool. Congratulations, man. You did better than any of us. You're killing me.
We're not going to do a lot of the stuff we did last night, but we do have one song that's kind of an organic thing that just to change up the pace a little bit that we could do called Fooled Around and Fell in Love.
Oh yeah,
Look at my face.
you sing that song.
Yeah, I did. All those many years ago.
So we
1976. We were Elvin Bishop band.
I was in my mom's bedroom.
I wasn't old enough to drink yet. But that didn't stop me, right?
Buck's laughing at me right now.
So this is how Fooled Around and Fell in Love.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
At least they set us up with the proper
I'm
tune.
good. I know. I fucking know this song.
Thank you, Donald.
No way.
the guitar player from Mickey Thomas' name is John. I think his name is Roth. He's awesome. A great guy, too. You can't see him in my stupid camera angle, though. Alright, so I'll be here all day just looking at myself playing this song. So I hope you guys like that. So that was a huge, big deal for me. I really enjoyed that. That was awesome. We got a lot of questions here. Hold on, I'm gonna try to catch up. Okay. John Wang wants to know, ever thought about doing Out on the Tiles? It could happen. That's definitely a possibility. How can a musician get in on an episode of Band Geek? From John Cotillo. I don't know. I just usually ask my friends to do it, or people I meet. If you know someone cool who wants to be on Band Geek, let me know. Send me an email at richie@richiecastellano.com. Okay, Michelle K. Williams would like to know, can you talk about having to sing Lips in the Hills short notice at the gig that Eric had to miss? How did you prepare? Yeah, okay. That's very hard. Okay, that was really tough. Singing, Eric has such a unique voice and vocal style, it's very hard for me to sing like him. So I did my best approximation of that. Basically, when we found out that Eric wasn't going to be on the gig, I went through, I have a list on my phone of all the tunes we do, and I went through that, and I said, okay, I could probably sing these 6, and I sent a text message to Buck, and I was like, these are the ones I could probably do, and he picked from that. And it was tough. I had my iPad on the stage, I had to read the lyrics, and there was some, I made some mistakes, but there was no preparation. I just sang it once in the dressing room, and everybody said, okay, good enough, and we moved on. That was it. Thank you for that question, by the way. Ratch Dan wants to know, do Blue Oyster Cult do sound checks, or do we use presets and virtual sound check? 90% of the time we do sound checks. Even with all the presets from the digital boards, you got to do sound checks. It's different. It's different for every venue. Ben Perry would like to know, line 6 Variax for my Helix, yay or nay? Quality of the guitar. I love my Variax, and I'm also going to take this opportunity to answer a couple of YouTube questions. This is my Variax. It is a digital modeling guitar. So right now I'm on the magnetic pickups, but I'll switch over to Variax mode. Here's a Stratocaster. Oops. Turn it delay off. Here's a Telecaster. It sounds right. Here's a Les Paul. There's that blues lick from before. Here is a Les Paul special. Here's a Rickenbacker. But a thing I love that this could do, oh shit, I just hit the wrong button, sorry, is this. You have all these wacky sounds in here. And also, a lot of people ask me about 12 strings. This was one of the questions from, hold on, let me see who asked this. Rob Lowry wanted to know about the 12-string sound on YouTube. So check this out. I just go to acoustic. So there's my 12-string. And my acoustic. And this is the same acoustic sound I use on the visual. the Variax is like an invaluable studio tool. I really think every guitar player should have one. It's freaking awesome, this thing. And I play one with BOC too. I actually play the cheaper one with BOC. It's called the Variax Standard, so that's the one I usually use. But this is the nicer, more expensive one. So yeah, definitely I give a thumbs up to the Variax. And if you have a Helix, it works really nicely in tandem with the Helix. So thank you for that question. Let's go back to some more live questions here. Donald Templeton, do I have tours of my home studio? I'm heading to New York City in a few months to work for a week. That means I'd have to clean my house to have guests over. Normally I don't, because it's my house. It's not a commercial studio. Riley63 would like to know, how did you meet the other band geeks? The band geek I've known for the longest is Jarrett. We lived down the block from each other since we're like 9 or 10 years old, I think. Maybe even earlier. I met Andy in high school. We went to high school together. I have to keep looking at the picture in the background to figure out who's in the band geeks. Brandy is Andy's wife. Anne Marie I met at a gig. I was playing a gig with my cover band, and she used to come and sneak in because she was underage, and that's how we met. And Vinny is someone I knew through my dad's music store. His little sister took vocal lessons, and you know, he was always a talented young kid. And Andy Raziano, I was in a band with in high school. So that's how I know all the band geeks. Thank you for the question. What's the heaviest sound that guitar can achieve? Okay. Someone wants to know about being heavy on the Variax. Well, for heaviness, what I would probably do is go to the built-in magnetic pickup. And I have this neat preset I made called Gent. Let's see if I can find it. It's probably in the wrong bank. Hold on. I'll probably make this preset available to people soon, because this is something I was messing with and it just sounds killer. There it is. Okay, ready? Oh man. And that's a question from Accentor. And I can also do that with the Variax pickups. If I go to Lester. Here's my song that I played before. I know a lot of people say you can't palm mute with the Variax. I mean, I'm doing it. Oh, Pantera sounding? Yeah. I'll get carried away with that. Yeah, this is I think it's great. I mean, I prefer playing an Axis just because that's like what I've been playing since I'm 16 years old. But this is a great addition to your collection. It's going to give you access to a lot of stuff that you can't do. You just can't do with other guitars. It's its own instrument. The one piece of advice I would give to people though with the Variax is whatever model you're on, pretend you're playing that guitar. Don't just like, you know, like don't play an acoustic like an electric. Pretend you're playing an acoustic. If you shift your brain and play like the guitar you're trying to sound like, you'll actually end up sounding like that guitar. Michael, what's up, Michael? Was I scared for my life climbing back down the steps of Chichen Itza? Yes, I got to visit Chichen Itza when I was in Mexico. They don't let you climb the steps anymore. It's off limits. which is a bummer. I really liked going there. You asked another question. This is another question. This is Michael Chimay about vocals and how long it took me to get my vocals to a point where I was comfortable with it. Well, as you could hear from before, my voice cracking, it still hasn't happened yet. One thing that I did learn, I mean, as soon as I met Anne-Marie, my singing got better because she basically straightened me out a lot with what I was doing wrong. The first thing is breathing. That helped a lot because a lot of the times when I was singing, what I would do is I would go, breathe into the chest and then sing. But the problem is you are at like half power there because you have to fill the entire cavity here with air, and then you can sing better and longer and more consistently. So that's the first like technical thing. But the other thing was that like I was always under the impression that you just open your mouth and the first sound that comes out is how you sing, and that's that. And that's not true. Just like you would put a guitar pedal on a guitar to make it sound differently, you can do things to your voice to make it sound differently all internally. Maybe a guitar pedal is not the right analogy, but like, you know, you can play a little differently. Like you can dig in, or you can play softer, or you can move where you pick with the guitar. Like you can do that with your voice too. And I found that I'll tell you where it really changed for me, because I sang I sang a certain way for a very long time, and I didn't deviate my voice. Like this is the way I sound, and that's it. And I sang pretty much the same way on my first album, Alone in My Basement, and the Progeny album. I sang the same exact way. I didn't try to affect my voice at all. And then when I started trying to sing like Michael McDonald, and I like try to figure out how to make my voice change to match that, I realized I can do that. You know, that's when things changed for me. But I only did that for Michael McDonald and then other like impressions. And Anne-Marie pointed out to me, she goes, no, that's affecting your voice. Like, if you don't sing the way you want to sing normally, then change the way you sing normally to do that, because you can, you know, that's totally fine. But a lot of singers feel like, no, I'm like, you know, that's fake. I'm pretending to be someone else. But like everybody does that, you know, everybody who sings is trying to sound like something. It's your sound. So that's my advice to people. Like, you know, put on a voice and don't be afraid to say like, oh, well, I'm doing a, like, you know, whatever, I'm doing a Bryan Adams impersonation right now. That's not how I sing. Well, you know what? Maybe Bryan Adams is doing a Bryan Adams impersonation. So, like, if your voice doesn't sound the way you want, affect it, you know, make it different. And then after a while of doing different things, like, you'll figure out what you want your voice to sound like. And that's kind of how I do it. But yeah, Michael McDonald was the first time I ever tried to sound like somebody else, you know. He came from somewhere back in the long ago. The sentimental fool. Like, just, you know, singing. That's not how I sing. But that's where it came from. So, yeah, if you listen back to yourself, and also recording yourself is great. If you listen back to yourself and you're like, man, my voice sounds like crap, well, do something about it. Change the way you sing. All right, here's some more questions here. Haddon 101. Do they make that Shuriken Variax for people who want a metal-looking guitar? Not only metal-looking, metal feeling, because I believe that has a longer scale. I actually played that guitar. It's fantastic. It's a longer scale, so the strings feel a little tighter. So that's the way that goes. Okay. Peter Newman, or Neumann. Peter Neumann. What's your favorite beat? Wait a second. Wait. Thank you, Jim Crouch. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Peter Neumann, what's your favorite BOC song to play and favorite Buck Dharma guitar lick? Okay, my favorite Buck Dharma guitar lick. Actually, I can't even play it. It's in Godzilla. There's this like crazy lick he plays. It's like this continuing thought. It's something like he does like, hold on a second. He does that like sort of like arpeggio thing. sadly enough, I never actually learned it. I probably should learn it. But that's my favorite Buck Marmalick, if you know what I'm talking about. My favorite BOC song to play? On keyboards, I love playing Black Blade. Like, I just love that song. I think it's a fun song. It's very cool. And I love the subject matter, obviously. I like playing Burning For You just because I think that's a tremendous song. So those probably are my favorites. Burning For You and Black Blade. And I like some of the rare stuff, like like playing Tenderloin was fun, and I used to love on bass. I think my favorite song was Seven Screaming Dizbusters. We only did it briefly, but we did a really awesome version of that. If you guys can find that from like 2005 or something, 2006, like we used to play the crap out of that song. Okay, some more questions here. Faroy wants to know, do you ever listen to any international artists? Not the viral pop stars like Psy with Gangnam Style, but other bands. For example, someone in the Japan, Taiwan, Finland, etc. rock metal scene. Yes, I like the band Lacuna Coil a lot. I'm a big fan of Eilert Pilarm, which is Swedish Elvis. Check that out. And international artists. I'm sure there's a lot, but I'm having trouble thinking of them right now. But yeah, Rhapsody of Fire, an Italian band. Love that band. Amazing. Kali Shaz wants to know, can you listen to yourself objectively, or does it take someone else to say what's working for you? I usually can, especially when I get to listen back. But one story I like to tell, like for guitar stuff, and most of definitely vocals, not so much, because I'm very self-conscious as a singer. But like for example, when I was doing the Bohemian Rhapsody video years ago, Anne-Marie was upstairs, doing whatever, and I'm singing it, and I did a take, and I thought it was pretty good, and she yelled down, "Hey, that sucked, do it again." So, it's good to have, yes, I can be objective with myself, but it's really good to have another set of ears, especially someone like Anne-Marie who has amazing ears. So, thank you for that question. Let's head on back to Facebook to see if there's anything else, and we can wrap this up. Oh, Bill says he has a black 69 if we're looking to trade. Would it happen to have a maple fretboard? Let me know. He's talking about my Variax, because I wanted to get a different color Variax. Okay, Del Clayman, were there any issues smuggling death-bringing lightsabers into Mexico? No, I didn't bring one this time, because my bag was very full. But I actually did get a couple of lightsaber questions, and I'll answer them at the end, because I got them through YouTube. James Randall wants to know if that Mickey D video is my real voice. Are you referring to Michael McDonald? Yes, that's my real voice. Is that it? I think we're. I apologize if I missed some questions in Facebook. They keep like disappearing and I can't see them anymore, which is stupid. All right, so now for some ridiculous questions. Here's some lightsaber questions from Facebook. Where do you get your lightsabers? I really want to buy one. That's from Razor22. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you all know, my hobby is collecting and modifying lightsabers from Star Wars. Yes, that's what I do. Everybody has their thing. Okay, good question, Razor22. The majority of my lightsabers come from a company called Saberforge in Oregon, and they're not too expensive. You can get one for a couple $100. Here's one, and they're pretty durable, and you can fight with them. They're not like they're good. They look beautiful. I mean, this is a great looking lightsaber, but other companies might make things that are more accurate to the movies. That's not what these guys are about. They make ones that are inspired by the movies, but you can beat the crap out of them. That's why I like this company. I got to visit their factory. It's on a previous podcast, and the owner, Phil Isherwood, was a very cool guy. So this is the majority of what I use. But I do have some other non-Saberforge ones. Like, I'll show you the prize of my collection here. This is... I just got this. This is an Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber from a company called Roman Props. And it's chrome. Just look at this thing. It's bananas. This thing, like, it's so shiny the camera can't even, like, process its awesomeness. But yeah, I don't have electronics in here. I will be installing this. I'm going to be putting a NeoPixel blade in this, which is the one that doesn't just light up. It does the whole, like, does all the scrolling effects. It's probably a little bit above what I'm capable of as a lightsaber installer, but I'm going to try it anyway, and hopefully my cousin Phil will help me, because he's much better at the stuff than I am. But yeah, look, this is just gorgeous. It's amazing. But the thing is, I can't fight with this. This basically has to live on a shelf. That's why I sort of buy most of my stuff from Saberforge, because I can really beat the crap out of that, and it'll stand up to the abuse. This would just fall apart if I ever fought with it. So no fighting with these. And look, it's too pretty to fight with. So anyway, we have another lightsaber question here, and hold on a second. I got a call from my wife. Hey, I'm doing a live stream. Hold on, say hello to the live streamers. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
That's my wife, Anne-Marie, on the live stream.
Can I tell you something really cool?
Is it a private thing or something you can say on the live stream?
No, it's something that everybody can hear.
Okay, go.
The guy who plays Samuel Tarley is on this cruise, and I waved at him. I kept looking at him, and I thought it might be him. And then he could tell I was looking at him, and then he looked down and waved at me, and I screamed at him, and I go, "Is that really you?" and he nods yes. And I now need to hunt him down so I can become his best friend.
Okay, that's a great story.
I love you. Have a great live stream. Enjoy, guys.
It sounds like you're having a better time than me. So go find Samuel Tarley.
They just started playing Maneater, so I don't think I can really go anywhere.
Oh, all right. All right, I'll tell everybody what you're doing. All right, thanks, honey. I'll talk to you later. I'm waving to her like she can see me. Okay. Anne-Marie is currently playing the Impractical Jokers cruise. So so she's on the boat with a bunch of comedians and celebrities, and she's doing a '90s band with Vin Innocente on keyboards. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, another lightsaber question. I'll do one more lightsaber question. All right. Question is from Ryan Singer. I haven't bought a saber yet, but I plan to, and I want a staff. Do you just buy 2 sabers and a coupler, or is there more to it? Also, do I need to purchase blades with the sabers? All right, I have a staff. This is my Saberforge consular staff. Now, yes, what you do, you're correct, Ryan. You buy 2 of them, and you buy a coupler. So here's one. I mean, that's really on there. Here's 2. And here is the coupler piece. And that's all you're doing, is you put 2 of them together, and that's how you make a double-bladed lightsaber a la Darth Maul. The blades don't come with all of them. If you get them, for Saberforge at least, if you get the Warrior tier, they come with blades. But the Initiate tier does not come with blades. So, yeah, I'll light this up so you guys can see something light up at least.
Cyber assassin.
I'll never fall to the dark side.
Yeah. So there you go. So that concludes the lightsaber portion of this show today. Very cool. Saberforge.com if you're looking to buy one. They make some good stuff at they're pretty competitively priced, and you can get one pretty cheap, especially if you don't want sound. So there you go. Okay, I think I'll play one more tune to play us out. And, So okay. Ray's texted me. I answered your question already. Does the Spinal Tap cast need to lose some weight? Sure. Yes, we all need to lose weight. You bastard. You too, okay? How about that? That's Ray Magnuski, who was on last week's Spinal Tap podcast. Oh yeah, guys, thank you for watching that, by the way. We had a lot of fun doing it. Okay, here we go. Here's one for you guys. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun with you guys this evening. Thank you for joining me. And I don't know what we're doing next week. I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for making this a fun evening. It was a great way to spend a Wednesday night. And I appreciate it. And thanks for contributing. If you haven't done so, check out the link here for the tip jar. And we really appreciate all of your contributions. So thanks a lot, guys. And have